Hello and welcome to Patriots Hub, where we dive deep into everything New England as the team gears up for Week 2 of the NFL preseason. This week, the Patriots are set to face the Minnesota Vikings, a familiar opponent led by Kevin O'Connell, who has long-standing connections across the league. Joint practices are underway, and already we're seeing the unique dynamic that Mike Vrabel and his staff are bringing to the table. One of the most interesting aspects of these sessions is the strict no-fighting policy that has been put in place. It's an adjustment that came after previous experiences where tempers flared and Vrabel himself ended up with a cut across his cheek. A reminder that even the head coach isn't immune to the intensity of these sessions. While the no-fighting rule may seem like a minor detail, it has set a tone for a professional, competitive, and controlled environment. Reports from the first day of joint practices indicate that both teams were evenly matched, with moments of brilliance, moments of struggle, and plenty of learning opportunities for players and coaches alike. While no punches were thrown, the action on the field was far from lackluster. The Patriots' defense made life very challenging for Minnesota quarterback J.J. McCarthy. The front four, including standout players such as Ka Chason, Harold Landry, and Keon White, consistently applied pressure, disrupting timing and forcing difficult decisions. Even Mill Williams had notable moments, demonstrating that the Patriots' defensive depth is already starting to show signs of real impact. The Vikings' offensive line struggled against the relentless Patriots front, giving up multiple sacks and failing to establish a consistent run game, especially with Ramondre Stevenson out. This presented an opportunity for the Patriots to showcase a strategic approach to offensive and defensive coordination, and they did not disappoint. On the offensive side, Josh McDaniels revealed a playbook that was open and exploratory. We saw wheel routes out of the backfield, flea flickers, and a variety of timing routes designed to test the limits of the defense while simultaneously giving Drake, May, and the skill players opportunities to gain confidence and establish rhythm. The experimentation is crucial at this stage, as preseason practices are about more than just winning. They're about learning, growing, and building cohesion. From what was reported, the Patriots won the day overall, but it's important to remember that victories in joint practices are measured more in growth than scoreboard results. Facing teams that were recently in the playoffs, with Super Bowl aspirations, is an invaluable experience for a team that is still developing its identity. While some analysts on local media, including NBC Boston, have suggested that placing the Patriots in playoff conversations is premature, it's worth noting the progress that is evident on the field. There is undeniable talent surrounding Drake May, and while questions about the offensive line persist, there's enough depth and skill to give this team a legitimate shot at competing for a postseason spot in 2025. One of the most exciting storylines emerging from these practices is the breakout of Trayvon Henderson. Although he didn't touch the ball extensively in team drills, his impact as a receiver has been sensational. Henderson made highlight reel plays, including a 70-yard touchdown on a wheel route that showcased his elite speed and playmaking ability. McDaniels has repeatedly expressed enthusiasm about coaching Henderson, noting that he may be the fastest running back he has ever worked with, surpassing even the likes of Shane Vereen and Danny Woodhead. Henderson's versatility as a Swiss Army knife player, capable of contributing in the backfield, lining up as a receiver, and creating mismatches, adds a new dimension to the Patriots' offense that opponents will need to account for. The decision to prioritize Henderson in the draft, bypassing other wide receiver options like Luther Burden, reflects a strategic vision for how this team plans to utilize speed and agility in their offensive schemes. Henderson is now emerging as a true difference maker, and it will be fascinating to see how his role evolves, especially as he gains more snaps in live preseason games. While Trayvon Henderson continues to impress, the Patriots' wide receiver room is also generating buzz. Despite not using a high pick on a receiver, the team is looking stacked at the position. Stephon Diggs, returning from an ACL injury, has been showcasing his ability to create separation, even against top-tier defenders in practice. His presence gives Drake May a proven number one target and sets the tone for the rest of the receiving core. Complementing Diggs, players like Pop Douglas are filling in the slot role with reliability, drawing comparisons to past Patriot stars like Julian Edelman and Wes Welker. Douglas made multiple plays in practice, though he did have a fumble, highlighting the ongoing learning curve. Matt Hollander is emerging as a big, physical option, especially in the red zone, while Kahan Booty is displaying flashes of the first-round potential that once made him a top prospect, proving that talent can thrive even after a challenging college season. Kyle Williams, a third-round pick, has shown promise in practice but still needs to sync fully with Drake, made to cement his spot among the top receivers. The wide receiver depth is further enhanced by undrafted free agents like Efton Chisholm, who are making a case for roster spots through versatility and special teams contributions. Injuries have also shifted opportunities, with Javon Baker stepping up after setbacks for Kendrick Bourne and Jalen Polk. Baker's special teams prowess could be a determining factor in roster decisions, emphasizing how depth, versatility, and readiness can define a team's preseason strategy. Amid all this offensive talent, the offensive line remains the key question mark. Drake may has expressed confidence in his young linemen, including rookies Will Campbell, Jared Wilson, and potentially Marcus Bryant, but the reality of facing elite defensive fronts remains challenging. The Patriots' investment in multiple draft picks on the offensive line reflects a recognition of both the importance of protecting their quarterback and the potential for growing pains. Despite these challenges, May has consistently praised the energy and performance of his teammates, fostering a culture of accountability and growth. Young players are learning from mistakes, adjusting week to week, and showing the type of resilience that can translate into success over the full season. With preseason games providing controlled environments to test strategies, the Patriots are in a position to develop a cohesive unit that can realistically contend for a playoff spot. Their schedule, currently favorable, combined with emerging stars on both offense and defense, sets the stage for a compelling story as they approach Week 2 against the Vikings. The team's trajectory will be defined not just by talent, but by their ability to execute consistently, grow from early experiences, and maintain a culture of professionalism that has been emphasized by Vrabel and his staff. All signs point to a team that is evolving, learning, and preparing to make a statement in the 2025 season, with key players like Trayvon Henderson and Stephon Diggs providing a spark that could carry them through critical games. The balance of youthful energy, strategic coaching, and emerging talent is creating an atmosphere where optimism is warranted, even for fans who remember the challenges of recent seasons. The combination of high-octane skill players, developing offensive linemen, and a defense that can disrupt opposing quarterbacks creates a blueprint for success that, if nurtured properly, could see the Patriots competing at the highest levels. As the preseason progresses, every snap, every practice, and every adjustment will matter. Observers are paying attention to how the team handles adversity, integrates new talent, and adapts to different defensive looks. The Patriots are laying the groundwork for a season that could redefine expectations, blending lessons from past seasons with the promise of what's ahead. As we look toward the matchup with Minnesota, all eyes will be on how the team executes under pressure, how young players like Drake, May, and his offensive line respond to challenging fronts, and how Henderson and the receiving core continue to carve out their roles. This week's joint practices have already set the tone. Disciplined, competitive, and innovative, with a focus on growth and preparation that could pay dividends as the regular season approaches. As we move deeper into the 2025 preseason, the New England Patriots are beginning to show a clearer picture of what their team could look like when the regular season kicks off. One of the most fascinating developments revolves around the wide receiver room, which, despite questions from analysts about draft choices, is starting to display a blend of speed, size, and versatility that could redefine the Patriots' offensive identity. Trayvon Henderson continues to emerge as a central figure in this evolution. His ability to line up in multiple positions, running back, slot, or even as an outside receiver, has forced the coaching staff to rethink traditional formations and expand their playbook to maximize his skill set. The attention that defenses must pay to Henderson opens opportunities for other receivers and tight ends, creating mismatches that McDaniels can exploit. Henderson's speed is not merely an asset in open field plays. It's a constant threat on timing routes, seam concepts, and will patterns, forcing linebackers and safeties to respect the vertical dimension of the offense. When paired with Stephon Diggs, whose experience and precise route running offer a reliable target on critical downs, the Patriots' passing game begins to look more dynamic and unpredictable than it has in recent years. Diggs' presence alone elevates the passing attack, but when combined with Henderson's explosive acceleration and the emerging talents of Kyle Williams and Kahan Booty, opposing defenses are forced into difficult decisions. Kyle Williams, a third-round pick, has displayed flashes of elite ability during joint practices. Though still in the process of learning timing with Drake May, his ability to gain separation in the red zone could prove critical in tight contests. Booty, meanwhile, is beginning to show why he was once considered a first-round talent, with smooth route execution and a rare blend of size and agility that allows him to win contested catches. Even undrafted contributors like Efton Chisholm are making waves. Though he lacks the draft pedigree of some of his peers, his versatility, work ethic, and special teams contributions have caught the attention of coaches, potentially earning him a role as a reliable depth option. Javon Baker's emergence is another storyline worth noting. While his primary contributions may be on special teams, his ability to step into receiving roles during practice has shown that he can be counted on in multiple facets of the game. The depth and flexibility of the wide receiver room are becoming a strategic advantage for New England, offering McDaniels the ability to adjust schemes on the fly and keep opposing defenses guessing. While the skill positions are generating excitement, the offensive line continues to be both a concern and a source of potential growth. Protecting Drake May will be essential if the Patriots hope to establish a rhythm in the passing game, and the coaching staff has emphasized the importance of development, technique, and communication among the linemen. Rookies Will Campbell and Jared Wilson are showing promise but remain in the learning phase, adjusting to the speed and complexity of NFL defenses. Marcus Bryant's potential as a versatile interior lineman is also being tested, particularly in run-blocking schemes designed to create lanes for both the running backs and wheel routes for Henderson. The challenge for New England is not simply talent, it's cohesion. Young linemen must learn to operate as a unit, anticipating stunts, blitzes, and alignment adjustments in real time. Drake May's ability to read defenses and adjust protections will be a major factor in this development, and reports suggest he is taking that responsibility seriously. He is vocal in the huddle, communicates effectively with his line, and shows a calm confidence that helps maintain composure under pressure. The development of the offensive line is a microcosm of the Patriots' overall strategy, balancing immediate competitiveness with long-term growth, fostering a culture where mistakes are opportunities to learn, and pushing young players to reach their full potential while staying grounded in fundamental technique. On the defensive side, the Patriots are demonstrating a blend of aggression and discipline that could define their identity this season. The front seven has shown an ability to disrupt both the passing and running game, applying consistent pressure and forcing opponents into mistakes. Kachason and Harold Landry continue to lead by example, with relentless pursuit and strong technique that not only generates sacks, but also sets the tone for younger players. Keon White's physicality and ability to collapse pockets quickly make him a constant threat, while Mill Williams adds depth and versatility that allows for creative defensive schemes. The secondary, meanwhile, has been tested rigorously in joint practices, facing a combination of veteran receivers and emerging talents. Reports suggest that communication, anticipation, and positioning have been the focus, with young corners and safeties learning to read routes, leverage angles, and provide timely support. The emphasis is on creating a balanced defense that can adapt to the varied offensive strategies the Patriots will face during the regular season. These preseason sessions, while not officially counted in the standings, offer an invaluable laboratory for experimentation. Coaches can test new schemes, evaluate matchups, and see which players respond under simulated game conditions. It's here that the Patriots are beginning to identify key contributors, determine depth chart positions, and refine situational strategies. Beyond XS and OS, there's also an emphasis on team culture and mentality. Mike Vrabel's leadership has been highlighted as a stabilizing force, blending discipline with encouragement. His insistence on professionalism, focus, and controlled competitiveness, exemplified by the no-fighting policy during joint practices, has created an environment where players can compete fiercely while maintaining respect and safety. This balance is essential for a team that wants to contend, particularly in a season where the margin for error is narrow and every snap could influence playoff positioning. The strategic vision for the Patriots is clear: leverage young talent, maximize versatility, protect key playmakers, and maintain a disciplined approach that prioritizes growth and execution. This vision is evident not only in how the offense and defense are schemed, but also in how individual players are developed. Henderson's role as a game-changer, Diggs' reliability, the emergence of Williams and Booty, the progression of the offensive line, and the aggressive, disciplined defense all point toward a coherent plan aimed at establishing the Patriots as a legitimate playoff contender in 2025. Special teams, often overlooked, are also playing a critical role in shaping the team's prospects. Contributions from players like Javon Baker, as well as consistent work from kickers, punters, and coverage units, are creating opportunities for field position advantages and momentum swings. In a league where games are frequently decided by a few critical plays, the emphasis on all three phases, offense, defense, and special teams, underscores the Patriots' comprehensive approach to building a winning team. Looking ahead, the upcoming matchup with the Minnesota Vikings will serve as both a test and a benchmark. The joint practices leading up to the game have allowed the coaching staff to evaluate players in live-action scenarios, gauge chemistry among offensive units, and stress-test defensive strategies against a quality opponent. Analysts and fans alike will be watching closely to see how the Patriots' young quarterback, skilled players, and offensive line perform under pressure, and whether the defensive front can continue to apply the type of consistent disruption seen in practice. While preseason records are not definitive predictors of regular season success, the growth, cohesion, and performance of key units provide critical insights into what may come. The energy and talent within the Patriots roster suggest a team capable of competing at a high level, provided they continue to develop, execute fundamentals, and adapt to challenges as they arise. In conclusion, the second part of the 2025 Patriots journey reveals a team in transition, blending youthful talent with strategic vision, experience, and discipline. The emergence of Trayvon Henderson as a versatile playmaker, the development of the wide receiver room, the careful nurturing of the offensive line, and the disciplined aggression of the defensive unit all contribute to a sense of optimism and potential. While challenges remain, particularly in execution and consistency, the foundation is being laid for a season where the Patriots can exceed expectations, surprise opponents, and position themselves for meaningful playoff contention. Every practice, every snap, and every strategic adjustment matters, and the combination of talent, coaching, and culture appears to be pointing in a promising direction. As the preseason unfolds and the regular season approaches, the Patriots' progress will be measured not just by wins and losses, but by growth, cohesion, and the ability to convert potential into performance. The story of New England in 2025 is still being written, but the early chapters indicate a team ready to compete, innovate, and capitalize on the emerging talents that have the potential to carry them to new heights. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to Patriots Hub and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our New England Patriots. And don't be shy. Share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Rumors are swirling around Foxborough after an alleged internal incident involving head coach Mike Vrabel and young cornerback Christian Gonzalez. According to whispers making their way through league circles, Gonzalez, who is expected to be one of the defensive cornerstones for the New England Patriots this season, may have been abruptly removed from the main roster following what some insiders are calling a polarizing or challenging attitude displayed during recent team activities. While no official statement has been released by the Patriots organization, multiple sources suggest that a disagreement between player and coach escalated far beyond what most would consider normal in-season tensions. The incident reportedly took place during a closed-door meeting, with Vrabel leaving visibly frustrated and Gonzalez departing shortly thereafter. Whether this was a one-time clash of personalities or the culmination of weeks of friction remains unclear, but the sudden change in Gonzalez's role has left both teammates and fans speculating about his immediate future. The move, if confirmed, would be a dramatic shift for a team already under scrutiny as they navigate a transitional period under Vrabel's leadership. As whispers spread, many are left wondering whether this could be an early sign of a broader shakeup within the Patriots locker room. The potential removal of Christian Gonzalez from the Patriots' primary rotation is particularly shocking given the young corner's promising trajectory. Drafted with high expectations and already showcasing elite instincts on the field, Gonzalez had been pegged as a cornerstone of the defensive rebuild. Losing him from a main lineup, whether temporarily or permanently, could force the Patriots to rethink their secondary strategy entirely. Observers close to the situation claim the dispute might have originated over practice intensity, film study habits, or even disagreements on defensive schemes, though no one has been willing to speak on record. Vrabel, known for his no-nonsense approach and high demands on discipline, may have reached a breaking point if he felt Gonzalez was not fully committed to the team's vision. Players who have seen the situation unfold firsthand describe a palpable tension in recent practices, with some noting that the defensive unit has been unusually quiet, as though uncertain about how to process the sudden change. Meanwhile, speculation in Boston sports radio circles has reached fever pitch, with callers debating whether Vrabel is making a bold statement about accountability or taking an unnecessary gamble with one of the franchise's most talented assets. For those who have followed the Patriots' storied history, this potential fallout carries echoes of past high-profile departures, where locker room conflict spilled into public discourse. Yet, in this case, the situation feels especially volatile because of Gonzalez's youth and perceived upside. Analysts have pointed out that young players often face a learning curve when adjusting to the rigid expectations of professional football, but rarely does such a dispute lead to outright removal from the main roster this early in a career. The narrative emerging from some sources paints Vrabel as sending a message not just to Gonzalez, but to the entire team. Performance and attitude must align, or no one's spot is safe. Others, however, view the move as potentially undermining the defense's cohesion, given Gonzalez's ability to match up against elite receivers. As no official clarification has been offered, the story's vacuum has been filled with conjecture, creating a swirl of rumors ranging from short-term disciplinary action to the possibility of Gonzalez being shopped quietly to other teams. If the latter proves true, this could become one of the most unexpected mid-season trades in recent Patriots memory. Adding to the intrigue is the broader context in which this rumored roster shakeup would occur. The Patriots are in a critical phase, attempting to reestablish their identity in the post-Brady era, while integrating Vrabel's intense coaching style. Such an abrupt personnel move could either galvanize the locker room around a culture of uncompromising discipline or fracture trust between players and leadership. Supporters of Vrabel argue that his track record with previous teams demonstrates a willingness to make tough calls that ultimately pay off, and that no single player, no matter how talented, should be exempt from a standard set for the group. Critics, however, warn that alienating young stars could have long-term repercussions, particularly in retaining and attracting talent. Gonzalez's skill set is rare, and replacing him would not be straightforward. Some insiders hint that this could be a calculated risk by Vrabel to assert dominance early in his Patriots tenure, signaling that the rebuilding process will be done on his terms, even if it means parting ways with high-potential players sooner than anyone expected. As the days pass, without official confirmation or denial, the uncertainty fuels speculation among fans, analysts, and rival teams alike. The Patriots' next moves will be closely scrutinized, as any roster adjustments or press briefings could offer clues about the veracity of these rumors. Gonzalez has maintained public silence, neither confirming nor denying the whispers, which has only deepened the mystery. Teammates have been similarly tight-lipped, perhaps out of respect for internal matters or under direct instruction from leadership. In the absence of hard facts, the sports media ecosystem thrives on piecing together secondhand accounts, sideline observations, and anonymous tips, all of which keep the rumor mill churning. Whether this is a fleeting disciplinary measure, a prelude to a trade, or simply an overblown misunderstanding, one truth remains. In Foxborough, every decision is magnified, and every rumor has the potential to become a headline. Until the situation is clarified, the possible expulsion of Christian Gonzalez from the main Patriots roster will remain one of the most talked about and divisive stories of the season. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our New England Patriots, be sure to subscribe to Patriots Hub and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.